You're watching the History Fella channel. In this video we're looking at Grover Cleveland. Stephen Grover Cleveland was born on March the 18th, 1837 and would die on June the 24th, 1908. Grover Cleveland was an American politician who served as the 22nd and 24th President of the United States from 1885 to 1889 and then from 1893 to 1897. In the years before his presidency, he served as a mayor and governor in New York State, winning fame as an anti-corruption crusader. Cleveland is the only president in United States history to serve non-consecutive presidential terms. He won the popular vote in 3 presidential elections, 1884, 1888 and 1892. Benjamin Harrison won the Electoral College vote and thus the presidency in 1888. Cleveland was one of 2 Democrats elected president, followed by Woodrow Wilson in 1912, in an era when Republicans dominated the presidency between 1861 and 1933. Cleveland was elected mayor of Buffalo in 1881 and governor of New York in 1882. While governor, he closely cooperated with the State Assembly Minority Leader Theodore Roosevelt to pass reform measures winning national attention. He led the Bourbon Democrats, a pro-business movement opposed to high tariffs, free silver, and inflation, and subsidies for businesses, farmers, or veterans. His crusade for political reform and fiscal conservatism made him an icon for American conservatives of the time. Cleveland also won praise for honesty, self-reliance, integrity, and commitment to the principles of classical liberalism. His fight against political corruption, patronage, and bossism convinced many like-minded Republicans called mugwumps to cross party lines and support him in the 1884 election. 15 months into his first presidential term, he married Frances Folsom on June 2, 1886. After losing the 1888 election to Harrison, he moved to New York City and his wife and joined a law firm. At the 1892 Democratic National Convention, he won the nomination in the first ballot. The 1892 election restored him to the White House. As his second administration began, the Panic of 1893 sparked a severe national depression. Many voters blamed the Democrats opening the way for a Republican landslide in 1894, and for the agrarian civil rights seizure of the Democratic Party in 1896. The result was a political realignment that started the Fourth Party system, and the Progressive era also. An anti-imperialist, Cleveland opposed the push to annex Hawaii, launched an investigation into the 1893 coup against the Hawaiian Queen, and called for her to be restored. The House of Representatives also adopted a resolution against annexation. Cleveland was a formidable policymaker, but also garnered criticism. He intervened in the 1894 Pullman strike to keep the railroads moving, angering both Illinois Democrats and labor unions nationwide. His support of the gold standard and the opposition to free silver alienated the agrarian wing of the Democratic Party. Critics complained that Cleveland had little imagination and seemed overwhelmed by the nation's economic disasters, depressions and strikes in his second term. Even so, his reputation for probity and good character survived the troubles of his second term. Biographer Alan Nevins wrote, "In Grover Cleveland, the greatness lies in typical rather than the unusual qualities. He had no endowments that thousands of men do not have. He possessed honesty, courage, firmness, independence, and common sense, but he possessed them to a degree other men do not. By the end of his second term, he was severely unpopular, even among Democrats. Today, most historians consider Cleveland a successful leader. He is praised for honesty, integrity, adherence to his morals, defying party boundaries, and effective leadership.